If you're listening to this right now, don't blink, because what is unfolding across Nigeria is not small, it's not normal, and it's not something any Nigerian should ignore. This is one of those moments where a country quietly reaches a turning point, and many people don't even realize it yet. The conversations happening behind closed doors have suddenly exploded into the open, and the ripple effects are spreading fast across the nation. Fresh intelligence reports, security briefings, and international attention have all collided in one direction, northern Nigeria. And this time, the spotlight isn't just on bandits or random attackers hiding in forests. The real shock is what investigators have uncovered behind the scenes: powerful networks that have been operating silently for years, moving money, passing information, providing protection, and quietly feeding the insecurity that has been choking entire communities. What's even more interesting is that foreign attention, especially from the United States, didn't come out of nowhere. It came because the situation crossed a dangerous line. Once extremist elements began forming deeper connections beyond Nigeria's borders, once fighters started moving across regions, once intelligence started linking local violence to wider extremist ideologies, the game changed completely. This stopped being a local security problem and became an international concern. That was the trigger. Suddenly, Nigerian security forces didn't just increase patrols, they switched strategy. Surveillance tightened. Communication lines were monitored. Supply routes were mapped. Financial movements were traced. Quiet intelligence work started pulling back the curtain on people many never suspected. Not bushfighters. Not random villagers. But individuals with influence, money, political connections, transport access, and local authority, people who looked clean on the surface but were feeding chaos underneath. And that's the uncomfortable truth many Nigerians are still struggling to digest. Some of these players never carried guns. They didn't sleep in forests. They didn't wear camouflage. Instead, they arranged fuel, food, safe houses, transportation, intelligence tips, and sometimes even ransom negotiations. They kept the machinery of violence running smoothly while pretending to be respectable members of society. That's how insecurity survives for years without collapsing. This is why the recent arrests are not accidental. They are surgical. They come from months of tracking calls, mapping movements, connecting financial dots, and following logistics chains. Nothing about this is random. Every move tells a deeper story of how organized and deeply rooted these networks truly are. Before I continue, if this kind of breakdown matters to you, hit the like button and subscribe. Because you won't get this level of clarity from emotional headlines and half-baked rumors flying around social media. Now let me break this down in plain language so nobody gets lost. Groups like Lakorewa didn't wake up one morning and become dangerous. They evolved slowly. At first, they positioned themselves as protectors of their own interests. Then they expanded influence. Then weapons entered the picture. Then recruitment followed. Then foreign ideological influence crept in. Before anyone realized what was happening, entire rural zones became unsafe, highways turned into fear corridors, farmers abandoned lands, traders avoided routes, and families began living with constant anxiety. Once intelligence confirmed that this was no longer just local crime but part of a wider extremist ecosystem, international partners stepped in, not to take over Nigeria, but to share intelligence, provide technical support, and strengthen tracking capabilities. Nigerian authorities remain fully in charge on ground. Anyone saying Nigeria has lost sovereignty is simply pushing fear narratives. But let's be honest, the complexity of the threat demanded cooperation. And the Northwest keeps showing up in this conversation for a reason. The terrain is massive. Forests stretch endlessly. Borders are porous. Movement can happen quietly without detection. Criminal groups exploit this geography like chess players. Meanwhile, ordinary villagers suffer the consequences: farms abandoned, schools disrupted, businesses crippled, and communities emotionally exhausted. As arrests continued, disturbing details started emerging. Some suspects admitted to guiding fighters through hidden routes. Others were linked to moving weapons discreetly. Some handled financial flows. Some facilitated negotiations. It became clear that insecurity isn't just about bullets, it's about systems, coordination, and silent support structures. And this is where misinformation became dangerous. Social media exploded with exaggerated claims, recycled videos, fake casualty numbers, and emotional manipulation. Fear spread faster than facts. People panicked without understanding what was truly happening. That's why calm analysis matters. Real security operations don't look dramatic on TikTok. They are quiet, slow, patient, and calculated. That's how real damage is dismantled. Another truth Nigerians must understand clearly: ordinary northern citizens are not the enemy. They are victims. Many locals risk their lives to provide information. Without community cooperation, many arrests would never have happened. Blaming innocent people only weakens national unity and plays directly into the hands of destabilizers. What security agencies are now focusing on is choking supply chains. Once logistics dry up, violent groups weaken naturally. This approach protects civilians and avoids unnecessary destruction. It shifts the battle from endless firefights to intelligent disruption. Now let's talk about what happens next, because this is where many nations fail. Arrests alone don't solve anything. Justice must follow. Evidence must be strong. Trials must be transparent. Communities must be protected afterward. If communities feel abandoned after suspects are taken away, fear creeps back in, and the cycle repeats. Trust between citizens and security agencies becomes everything. And trust takes consistency, honesty, and visible results. What we are witnessing right now is not an ending, it's a beginning. Years of weak enforcement, fragmented intelligence, political hesitation, and neglected rural security created this situation. Cleaning it up will take time, discipline, cooperation, and national maturity. There will be setbacks. There will be noise. There will be propaganda. But progress is already visible beneath the surface. This is why staying informed matters. This is why you shouldn't let sensational headlines shape your thinking. This is why you should keep listening, asking questions, and demanding accountability without spreading fear. If you've stayed with me this far, you already understand that this story is far from finished. Political implications are coming. Community reactions will evolve. Policy decisions will shift. International partnerships will deepen. And Nigerians must remain alert, united, and realistic about what rebuilding security truly takes. So don't scroll away. Don't tune out. Stay locked in. Share this with someone who needs clarity. And if you want more deep, no-nonsense breakdowns like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay connected. Because the next chapter of this story might arrive sooner than anyone expects.